Lipstick Under My Burkha is one of those rare films that dares to question the norms of society through skillful storytelling. It has four female protagonists fighting their own battles in a patriarchal and oppressive society. And in this video, let's see what we can learn from these four women and their stories. The oldest of the protagonists is a middle-aged matriarch called Ushaji. Now, you may think that as the head of a family, Usha sets the rules and is safe from abuses, but you're wrong. In fact, it is she who has to follow the social norms the most. Usha lost her husband at a young age, and for the most part, her sexual desires are left unfulfilled. To overcome this, Usha reads erotic novels and even develops a crush on a young swimming instructor. Now, it's hard enough for a young woman to express their desires in our society, so most cannot even imagine a middle-aged woman doing it. But we are sexual creatures. I mean, 7 billion of us didn't appear out of nowhere. And you'd think that discussing sex would be easy in the second most populous country in the world, but as Usha's story tells you, it's not. Somehow in our society, carving erotic sculpture on temple walls is accepted, but discussing the subject is not. The next character is Shireen Aslam. Shireen is a passionate and successful sales agent. Although she is the best at what she does, at least in her company, she refuses a promotion because her husband believes women shouldn't work. As a society, we have created certain norms around a couple who marry. We start pointing fingers if a wife is older than her husband or if a wife is taller than her husband. And, although this is more subtle, if a wife earns more than her husband. Now, given the average age of our viewers, it may be hard for you guys to believe this, but even today, most women's roles in a marriage are defined by gender, and it's high time we change that. We need to realize that a partner earning more should be a matter of pride and not an insult. In fact, for me, a man who embraces his partner's passions and encourages them is more of a man when compared to someone who is offended by the fact that his partner earns more. Before continuing, consider subscribing to our channel. As you see, we make film analysis and reviews. Now, let's get back to the video. The third character is Leela. Leela works in a beauty parlor, and when her mother, along with other women of her community, find her a groom, she's stuck between choosing her financially unstable love interest and her fiancé. Now, I don't know if you have had a similar experience, but from a very young age, our society has a way of categorizing girls who express their opinions and stand their feet as tomboys. This is a way of breaking a girl's spirit and molding them into desirable wives, whatever that means. But we tend to forget that women have their own dreams and desires. In case of Leela, it's to be independent, travel, and start her own business. It may not sound like much, but for a woman in our society, it is. Oh, and not just this. We see how Leela is dependent on Arshad for matters of business and how she's dependent on Manoj for personal and monetary matters. And it's not Leela's fault. She's dealt a bad hand because she has a troublesome father, and some businessmen think women work from a weaker point. The youngest character of the four is Rihanna Abidi, a college fresher who's stuck between two lives. The first being free and somewhat youthful world of college, and the other being her consecutive household. In the first, she wears jeans and a shirt, but in the second, she wears a burqa. In the first, she steals outfits to keep up with her peers, while in the second, she stitches burqa to earn a living. What we can learn from Rihanna's story is to have a voice and an opinion. Rihanna herself doesn't do a great job at this. But in her defense, she has to face strict parents and a society that is too quick to judge and find fault. But I think the story clearly shows that wearing a burqa by choice is fine. In fact, it's the birthright of any woman. But forcing someone to wear a certain dress is definitely not acceptable. Have you guys seen the movie? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're new here, like, share and subscribe to our channel. We come up with new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday and Sunday. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video.